This week on Supercars Torque, teams are for sale, Ford's homologation team is buying Chevrolets, and there's a championship showdown to talk about. The big news this week is that DJR are the Erebus car customer. When someone told me this at first, I thought they were having a laugh. I thought it was a bit of a joke, and I said, yeah, they're bringing the whole dream team together. Yeah, it's actually happening. So they're buying the prefabricated chassis. It's not a complete car or anything, but still, it's yeah, interesting. So DJR have been buying the cars off Pace, all welded together. So they're buying them from, Jimmy's Fab Shop, which has been doing Erebus's chassis for, since they got rid of the Walkinshaw chassis, actually. They've been doing it for a very long time. So DJR are following down that route. Obviously, all of the Gen 3 cars are exactly the same, except they're not all created equally. Yeah. Anyway, it could be a good omen that Brodie gets the same chassis for next year with the same engineer, and they can plug in some setups and off they go and win lots of races. The other big news this week is that Tickford is for sale. They're looking for someone to invest in the company. They aren't ruling out a total sale if someone comes along with the right amount of funds. But if, the figures that were bandied around early on in the year of what Betty wanted for Erebus as a full going concern, especially of a team that had no sponsorship, I would say that Tickford would be unaffordable for nearly everybody in Australia, other than, kind of your billionaires out there. You would need a lot of money to buy in. So I'd say what's going to happen is a bit like with Triple Eight, where they have multiple investors in the team. The Tickford are looking for something similar. They will want to expand the Tickford Autosport and their engineering shop and all that, and expand the whole thing, which the easiest way to expand is to, bring in other investors, because, sponsorship is tight out there, although at least with Tickford, if you're buying into that, they have some pretty blue chip sponsors on those cars. Other news this week is that iRacing will have Gen 3 supercars available from December 10th. Apparently, if you've bought one of the Gen 2 cars within the last 12 months, I think you get an automatic upgrade to the Gen 3 cars. If you've had that car for longer, I assume you have to buy it. I'm not fully up to speed with all of the iRacing stuff. I've got a bit of an idea on it, but I don't play that game. The free-to-air rounds for next year have been confirmed. They will be Sydney Motorsport Park, the Opener, Hidden Valley, Townsville, the Bathurst 1000, Gold Coast and Adelaide. The AGP will also be on Channel 10, so you'll be able to see the races there. Now, before anyone complains, there will still be highlights, etc., delayed. So you will be able to see all the rounds on free-to-air TV. You just can't see them all live and ad-free like you can if you pay for KO. The big disappointments, the 500 misses out again. This time it's at the Bend and not Sandown. And of course, Sandown misses out, which is part of the final series. Whether that's a big miss in the grand scheme of things, or whether, it does get more people going to pay for KO. I'm not sure on all of the demographics. My opinion is I share a KO subscription with a friend, so it works out quite cost effective for us during the year. I know previously we had, with Telstra Mobiles, had very, very favourable deals. I'd prefer to say go without a couple of coffees a month and have my KO, or, maybe have a few less drinks on each Friday night or something like that and have KO and be able to watch it. Plus, yeah, you get Formula One and they're the only things I watch on KO, but there's World Endurance Championship, I think. There's all sorts of stuff. And if you're into footy and that, well, it's a no-brainer. But this is while we have to pay for this, there's always going to be this argument. And then even if it went fully free to air, you would have people like me complaining, I'd prefer to pay for it and not have any ads and just have wall-to-wall coverage rather than, But that's going to be a sore point until the end of time. Other news this week, Zack Bates has been confirmed at Triple Eight for the Super Cheap wildcard next year. They have confirmed that he will be doing the Bend, I nearly said Sandown, the Bend and Bathurst with Craig Lowndes. There will be a solo round in there, but they will obviously announce that later on, get a little bit more traction from, your press releases and all that kind of stuff. Super 3 has been axed for 2025, so this will be the final round of Super 3 this weekend coming up. The category will be going out on a whimper as champion-elect Cody Bircher and MW Motorsport teammate Thomas Maxwell will be sitting out the round. Tony Ordino in his Falcon will be the only entrant. Basically, I think all year it's only been the three of them in the category. It will be merged into Super 2, so Super 2 will take on, you will be able to run the Nissan Altimas and the older the FG Falcons, FGXs, and VF Commodores in Super 2 next year again, but you just won't be competitive, I guess. There will be a Jim Richards Award for the best and fairest driver at the Gala Awards this year. It will be awarded for on-track performance, professionalism and respectability in the field of play. Will Brown Award, anyone? Down in the comments, let me know who you think is going to win it. And also, I'm a little bit confused because I basically thought the Barry Sheen medal was for the best and fairest. So maybe I need to do a bit of research on what differentiates those two awards. And heading into my interviews with the two Super 2 drivers coming up, Cooper Murray will be sitting out the Super 2 finale this weekend. He's just going to spend the weekend with Erebus, learning the ropes. He's not in championship contention, so doesn't care. He ended up sitting out the Bathurst round as well because he was out of championship contention and wanted to just focus on the wildcard stuff. So, he's given up, and the car's still entered, but will it have Jonathan Webb driving it again, or will someone else jump in the seat for the weekend like they did at Bathurst? Anyway, as we have Super 2 racing this weekend, once again, I've sat down with Campbell Logan and Brad Vaughan to get their thoughts on the weekend and a quick little rundown of what they've been doing during the break. So here's the interviews. Once again, we've got Campbell Logan back here to do an Adelaide preview for the final round of the Super 2 Championship. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me back. It's nice to be back here again.
Now, this is your first time going to Adelaide, isn't it, for racing?
Yep. I've been to Adelaide a few times, only for racing at the Bend, of all things. But, never actually even... I think I've been to the street circuit once when it wasn't permanently built and we tried to follow it around but couldn't really do it because it's still public road in some bits. So, My proper first time going to the event and driving it, so I'm pretty excited.
Big expectations for the weekend?
I think just same as always, no sort of real expectation for me. We've got great cars. They won both races here. Woody was on pole position for both of them last year in Super 2. Zack even got a podium. So I think anything's possible this weekend. I'm just focused on getting the most out of myself, in the first few practices and seeing where we land.
And speaking of Zack, he had a big announcement during the week. Is that exciting for you, or are you sad to see him go?
It is sad to see Zack go. I've been teammates with him this year. We were teammates in Toyota 86 in 2022. So it feels like I've been looking at his data and his footage for 2 or 3 years now. So it's a little sad to, and we're roommates as well. So spend a lot of time with Zack, get along with him quite well. So it will be sad to see him move on, but I'm pretty excited for him. He obviously didn't get a full-time main game seat, which is a bit disappointing, but it's very exciting to see, or should I say super exciting to see him in the wildcard program. I think it's going to be a great move for him, and he'll do great next year.
And then predictions for the championship that he's now in the lead of.
Yep, he'll win.
That's pretty basic prediction there. You don't think Kai's going to fight back?
I think it'll be tight. You know, like Kai and Aaron are obviously two very good steerers as well. Kai's obviously been in a position of winning a championship at Adelaide and also losing a championship at Adelaide, so he knows sort of what to expect. But you know, I back Zack 100%. I back our team 100% of the way. I think we've got a great group of guys working around us at Walkinshaw Injury United, and I think, you know, Zack's very much up to the challenge. He wouldn't be in the lead if he didn't deserve it going into the last round. So yeah, hopefully I can be up the front with him and provide a bit of rear gunner. We'll see if that needs to happen. But yeah, I'm just excited to see how it all plays out, and I think Zack will bring it home.
And then any predictions for the main guys over the weekend?
Oh, I don't know, man. Honestly, after watching Gold Coast, it's so hard to pick at the moment. You've got, on any given weekend, you've got Waters, Brown, Feeney, Mostert, you know, they're all up the front. So I think anything can sort of, even Kostecki now, I think anything can happen. So I'd say, you know, it's pretty hard to bet against Will Brown. But if he has a bad Saturday and Feeney takes the win on Saturday, you know, man, anything's possible. So I'd say Will Brown, but I'm not totally convinced yet. I think it should be, knowing Will. You know, he's raced and won a lot of championships in the junior years, so he's quite experienced in that. But never count Brock Feeney out. I think he's always going to be quite strong, especially a track where he's gone really well in the past.
Yeah, his results have been pretty good there over the years. Well, the 2 years.
yeah.
It's hard to believe. Yeah, this is only year 3.
Yeah, I know, it annoys me.
You never know, you might get a chance. And have you done anything interesting in the break between Bathurst and Adelaide?
Nothing totally interesting. We had a test day at Winton last week, which was great. You know, great to get a feel for the Adelaide car and run through a few procedural sort of stuff. You know, just making sure I'm still on top of my race starts and race runs and quali runs, new tyre runs, everything like that. So no, it was just great to get back in the car again. It didn't feel like 2 weeks since Bathurst though. That was the most confusing part. But no, just and then went back to the workshop with the guys to prep for Adelaide, and feeling really good. So not a whole lot of interesting stuff, just been sort of head down trying to, you know, work on next year sponsorship wise, but also had the test last week, which was pretty cool. So just more excited than ever to get back on track at a new track for me. And of all tracks, Adelaide, it's probably the one I've been looking forward to all year, to be honest. It's such a cool track.
Oh, that's good to hear. And all the best for the weekend. Hopefully you won't have to move over for your teammate.
I don't mean rear gunner like that. I mean, if I'm in front of Zack, then that would be great. But if I can help in any way, you know, if Kai or Aaron are behind, you know, I'm not going to shunt them or anything. That's not in my nature. But, you know, my team is fighting for a championship, so I'll do everything that I can to help them. But hopefully it doesn't come down to that. Zack just flies away and there's no problem.
Oh, all the best, and we'll chat to you after the weekend.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on again.
So we've got Brad Vaughan on once again for your final round of Super 2 for the year. Once again this weekend, you're doing double duties. You're getting quite good at this double duties thing.
I am getting very good at this double duties thing, yeah. Thought Sandown and Bathurst wasn't enough, so did it again in Adelaide, but this time it'll be a bit different. So doing the Speedway event that they've got there inside the parklands, and then obviously my Super 2 as well.
That makes it quite exciting with being your local round. Do you drive there each day? Like, do you get to stay at home with this one, or do you still have to stay in Adelaide?
No, I'm a little bit further away from the CBD of Adelaide, so I'll stay there each night. But it is effectively my home race. So, it's been great. I been to that event since I can remember as a young kid. So that's sort of what got me interested in supercars.
Now, you've had some mixed results at Adelaide over the last couple of years. Super 3, obviously taking the championship win there in 22. Last year, refresh my memory, what happened?
I've forgotten about that. That's gone well and truly in the memory bank. So, unfortunately, had a bit of an incident last year at the Turn 8 wall, but we won't be doing that again. And yeah, that's past. That's in the past. Sorry.
So we're hoping for some better results this weekend.
Yeah, definitely. I've sort of had the ups of Super 3 the year before, and then the downs of last year, but hopefully have an up this year.
And technically, you're still in the championship fight. But who's your prediction for the championship win?
Technically I'm still in the fight, but I think everyone else has to crash around me for that to happen. It looks like an exciting fight with the top three guys there, and it'll definitely be interesting where they qualify, and there'll be certainly some urgency with a few of them trying to get through. So, as long as it's a good race, I'm looking forward to watching it pan out.
And hopefully in front of those guys, I suppose.
Yeah, I'm hoping to see it in the mirror.
And for the big game, who are you predicting for the championship win in that one?
It looks like it's going to be Will Brown. So, but you never know. The incidents do happen, but looks like Will's got a fair bit in front.
And for the races over the weekend, I mean, Tickford's been pretty strong there over the last few years.
Yeah, Tickford's been really strong there last few years, and even a few other guys like Chaz and Matt Payne won a race. Brock Feeney's won a race there since it's come back. So it seems to be we might see another rookie win. Who knows? But it always puts on a good race. That's a good thing about Adelaide.
So Ryan Wood or Aaron Love?
Maybe Woody. You never know.
He's had some mixed bag of results during the year.
Yeah, obviously I got the race Woody last year and Aaron as well, and they're both very quick, and Woody's had a pretty good season by the looks of it.
And for the sprint cars on the weekend, are you quite excited about doing that? You've got quite a lot of experience doing that kind of stuff, haven't you?
Yeah, that's my background of motorsport. I definitely love the speedway, love the dirt racing, and I'll be in the wingless division, so there'll be two classes there, the sprint cars and the wingless. So I'll be racing in the wingless. Got 3 races for the night, both Thursday and Friday night. So I'll be saying see you to the Tickford Racing team and wandering down to the parklands and racing during the night.
Is that televised as well?
It's broadcast on Play Per View, which is an app that does all the live streaming.
That explains what that is on Brody Kosecki's helmet then.
Yeah, exactly. And Brody's got a big history in sprint car racing too, so that makes sense.
Yep. Every time I see that on his helmet, I think I've got to look up what that is. And now I know.
Yep, there you go.
Well, all the best for the weekend, and we'll have a chat after the weekend. Hopefully, some good news.
All right, thank you.
Once again, a massive shout out to both Brad Vaughan and Campbell Logan for their time. Hopefully there's a really successful weekend for the two of them. Anyway, for the main game for the weekend, we have Thursday, everything kicks off. There will be a 30-minute practice session in the afternoon. Friday, we'll have a 30-minute practice session and a 15-minute qualifying session. Saturday will be a 30-minute practice session and top 10 shootout, and then the 78-lap first race. Sunday, no practices. Finally, a day with no practice in this practice championship. How can that be so? Anyway, Sunday, 15-minute qualifying, top 10 shootout, and then another 78-lap race to finish off the year. Last year, Brody took out the championship with a very quiet round for him. 6th and 8th place finishes, while championship challenger Shane Van Gisbergen finished off his career in Australia with 2 did not finishes. Cam Waters won race 1 on Saturday in that very special Ken Block liveried car, while Matt Payne took his first win on Sunday in that Copper Rocket. Speaking of that, I've got an unboxing to do very shortly. Not with the Matt Payne one though, maybe the other one. The other podiums over the weekend were Thomas Randall and Brock Feeney, with Dave Reynolds on the podium both days. This year, my prediction, Brodie will finish off the year really strong. His closest challengers will be Cam Waters and Chaz Mostert. Chaz will be looking to bounce back from that shocker at Surfers Paradise. I think Will Brown will take a conservative route on this, and he'll wrap up the championship on the Saturday, and then it'll just be a quiet Sunday from him. I don't think Brock Feeney's going to get a look in at the championship. We could go into, it's a big championship showdown and all of that, but realistically, with the lead that Will Brown has at the moment, I think he'll drive fairly conservatively, pick up enough points on the Saturday so that it doesn't go into Sunday. The big question, though, is last 2 years, Brock Feeney won on the Sunday for his first win in his rookie season. Last year, Matt Payne on the Sunday took his first win in his rookie season. Can Ryan Wood do the same thing this year and take his first win in his rookie year on the Sunday at Adelaide? No pressure. Or maybe it'll be Aaron Love. So that's it for my Adelaide preview, the final round of racing for the year. It'll be sad to see it go, but these things have to happen, don't they? Another year coming to a close. Anyway, I've set up an eBay store with the mugs that are just there. There'll be kind of the URL there. There's also a link in the description to this video. I've set up an eBay store. There is quite a few different mugs to choose from. I figured that was probably the best way for you guys to get a hold of them. As previously, whenever I've sold them, it's been a bit of a trust exercise, deposit some money into my account and I'll ship it out to you. So I thought chucking them up on the eBay store rather than trying to set up a whole website and that. Speaking of that, my website is up and running now, I think. And if you have sent me an email in the last couple of weeks, can you, and I haven't replied to it, can you please resend it? Because we had some, genuinely wasn't me. We had some IT troubles when we set the website up. It kind of took the email server down. So I don't quite understand how it all works. But I did lose email there for a bit. I have got some through, but not some other stuff. So if I haven't replied to you, please resend it through. I'm not ignoring you. It's technical difficulties on our end. But anyway, enjoy the racing on the weekend. Down in the comments, let me know who you think is going to take the spoils this weekend. And if maybe if you think Brock Feeney's going to take out the championship, I think it's going to be Will Brown all the way. But anyway, until next time, I'm still Dave, and I'll catch you later.